What does beauty look like to you? Is it this? A beautiful, lovely meadow in the middle of spring? Is it this maybe? A forest, lush and full of exotic wildlife?
Perhaps it's a tranquil lake with ducks splashing, paddling and quacking, and fish gliding through the water.
Maybe it's even a desert. Or the icy Alps. Is it this?
It's Guy Fieri.
You were calling him the country.
It's Guy Fieri.
Maybe one of those is your beauty. But you're wrong. This is what real beauty looks like. Now, why is a parking lot beautiful, you may ask? It is the greatest sign of excess in human existence. You see in this photo, this lovely, beautiful photo that I took, this tiny little space contains an ecosystem which supports hundreds, if not thousands of lives, from the bugs to the fish to the birds to everything that moves through it. But in a parking lot, nothing lives. The beauty of a parking lot is it takes up masses of space, but not for something permanent. It isn't a factory that produces good. It's not a monument that brings beauty to people. It is the transitory environment for one of maybe the most excessive human inventions of all time, the car. But it's not even the permanent home of a car. It's not the garage. It doesn't store the car for a long time. It's instead a shared environment. But that makes it sound too communistic. It's not shared and kumbaya and all friendly. It is more like a cheap whore, where it's passed around from one person to the next until their duties are done, and then someone else comes in. Now let's quickly talk about cars. In my home, there are 3 people, and we have 3 cars, one for each of us. Now each of these cars has the ability to take 5 people around legally, and probably 7 if you're pushing it in just terms of volume. Now, has my car ever had 5 people in it at one time? Maybe a handful of times, 5, 10, at most it's 2 or 3 people. Most of the time it's just me. So in my house we have the ability to transport 15 people at once. Yet most of the time, each of these cars is only being used by one person. Now the reason I share this is because parking lots are not communal areas. The people who are coming in are usually not coming in groups with all their neighbors and their friends and doing their grocery shopping at once. No, these giant metal carriages driven by explosions are usually driven by one person. It is a single person moving a couple tons of metal into the space and taking up huge amounts of volume. And usually, most of these trips aren't even necessary. People are just moving to go get some iced coffee, maybe some ice cream, maybe lunch from their local fast food place. It is a true sign of human excess and comfort. I think that is beautiful. We have reached a point where most of what we're doing is not technically energy efficient at all, but it's comfortable. I can blast my air conditioning on a hot summer's day and cruise down while listening to music. And then I can take up a bunch of space, which somebody could be living in, driving property prices up, which is essentially just an empty plot of asphalt most of the time, which actually makes the city hotter because it can't distribute heat. So I have to use more air conditioning. It is beautiful, beautiful excess. And if you think this is some kind of ironic commentary, fuck you.